So now let's talk about parameterizing the test cases. Right. How can you run a test case with multiple sets of data? Okay. Right. I'll make a new class or a new test. Fine. And I will simply call it as registration test. Right. Now in this test class, I can have @test annotation, public void do register. Right. Now suppose I want to execute this test with multiple times with different sets of data. I want to do multiple registrations on a website. So for that we use the data provider annotation. Okay. Public void get data. I will name this function. This function returns you a two-dimensional object array. Okay, it returns your two-dimensional array. What it does is that this function will put the data in a two-dimensional array. That array will have certain number of rows and certain number of columns. Fine. The number of rows it depends on the total number of test cases you are having, or total number of times you want to run the register test. Out here there are 5 rows. Okay, that means this test case will be executed 5 times. And number of columns, right, they represent the each time the test runs, what are the different types of data. For example, over here in the first row you can have the data for the first registration test. In the second row you can have the data, like an Excel file, for the second registration test. Then the third row, then the fourth row and the fifth row. Okay, so you create the object array like this. Object array data equals to new object array. Right, I'll write over here say 3, 4. That means 3 rows, I want to run the registration test 3 times. 4 columns means that every time I run it, I have got 4 parameters in the test. I can fill up the data in the row 1. Okay, I can write data 0, 0 equals to say username 1, 0, 1, say password, some password. Okay, some phone number. Okay, and some city. Fine, 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is my row 1. Similarly, I can have data from row 2 as well. Username 2, password 2, some other number, and yes. And then there are 3 rows. So you have to build 3 rows over here in this data array. This is row 2. This is row 3. U3. Right? So you have built a two-dimensional object array with 3 rows. These are the 3 rows, and every row has some data, right? And you write over here return data. Okay, right? So you have to make this data provider. This is the first step. To parameterize this test, make a data provider and make sure it is returning your two-dimensional object array. Right. The second test step is that you have to link this test with the data provider. You have to write over here that the data provider for this test is getData. Okay, that the getData function will be returning you the data for this test case. And the last thing is that number of input parameters in this function should be same as number of columns over here. There are 4 columns, so there should be 4 input parameters like this: string username, string password, string phone, and you can put it over here, string phone and string city. Okay, so in the same order as the order we have kept the data. The first data is always the username, the second cell is the password, the third cell is the phone number, the fourth cell is the city. Okay, so you will send the data like this, and that's it. Nothing else. When you run it, TestNG will automatically detect everything. It will run the test 3 times with different sets of data. TestNG comes and reads this test. It finds that fine, the data from provider of this test case is getData. It goes into the getData function, recognizes that fine, there are 3 rows. That means I have to call the function 3 times. So it calls the function 3 times. First time it passes over this data, then this, then this. You have to make sure that the number of input parameters in this function are same, like 4 if there's written 4 over here. If I have written 4 and if I try to pass 3 and if I run it, I will get an error. I'll get a failure, and you will see that it's written data provider is trying to pass 4 parameters, right? But the method is taking 3. Okay, so you have to be careful out here. Most of the people do mistake here. Fine. So this is how you can parameterize your test case. This is known as parameterization, passing over multiple sets of data to the test case. Later on we can read the data from the Excel file as well. This data, instead of putting it over here, we'll read it from the Excel file, put it in the 2-dimensional object array. Okay, and we will also have various validations and write the Selenium code. We will also do that. No, there cannot be 2 data providers the same. No, you cannot have 2 functions with the same name in a class, right? Unless the number of input parameters are different. But you cannot create another function with the name getData and same parenthesis and all. Okay, right. Now you can also batch run these tests. Okay, fine. So you can also generate reports, like extent reports are there. These are the extent reports which I talked about. Fine. Right. So you can also generate XSLT reports. Okay, XSLT reports. You just type over here. XSLT reports, they look like this. We'll also generate these reports. Fine. So reporting and batch running and all, I think I will cover tomorrow because I need time. Fine. I've talked about parameterization, didn't talk about batch running and reporting. I'll talk about it tomorrow. Look, the basic reports, if you refresh the project, you will see a test output folder. These are the default reports generated by TestNG. When you run the test case, these are automatically generated. These are not very, you can say, effective, not very impressive. Fine, you will not like them. Okay, so we will see better reporting. We don't use these default TestNG reports. Okay, so I will stop here Okay, I need time to cover that reporting part. Okay, I need at least half an hour or something, right?